In this video, we're going to be translating statements into algebra. In question 1, it says the sum of 3 times the number and 10 is 15, and it wants us to find the number. The first direction says choose a variable to represent the number. So we're going to say x is equal to the number. And now they want us to translate 3 times a number. And when we have 3 times a number, we're multiplying. So we're going to have 3 times x. And now we want to translate the sum of 3 times the number and 10. So we're going to have 3 times the number, which is 3x plus 10. And now we want to translate the sum of 3 times the number and 10 is 15. And the word is going to mean equal. So we have 3x plus 10 is equal to 15. And now they want us to solve the equation. So we're going to subtract 10 from both sides, and we get 3x is equal to 5. And now we're going to divide both sides by 3. And we get x is equal to 5/3. In 2, it says 3 times the sum of the number and 10 is 15. Find the number. So again, we're going to choose x to represent the number. And now we want to translate the sum of the number and 10. So we're going to have x plus 10. The sum represents the plus. And now we want to translate 3 times the sum of the number and 10. So we're going to have 3 times what we created in the line above. So 3 parentheses x plus 10. And now we want to translate 3 times the sum of the number and 10 is 15. So we're going to have 3 times x plus 10 is equal to 15. And now we want to solve. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 3. And if I do, I get x plus 10 is equal to 5. And now I can subtract both sides by 10. So I get x is equal to -5. In 3, it says if 1/2 of a number is added to the number, the result is the difference of twice the number and 3. Find the number. So we're going to choose x to represent the number. And now we want to translate half of the number. And half of the number is going to be 1/2 times x. And now we want to translate 1/2 of the number is added to the number. So we have 1/2 x plus x. And now we want to translate the difference of twice the number and 3. And difference is going to suggest subtraction. So we're going to have the difference of twice the number. Twice the number is 2x. And then we want to subtract 3. And now it wants us to translate if 1/2 of the number is added to the number, the result is the difference of twice the number and 3. So we're going to combine the two steps above. So we're going to have 1/2 x plus x is equal to 2x minus 3. And now it wants us to solve the equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine my like terms on the left side. 1/2 plus 1 is 3/2 x is equal to 2x minus 3. And now I'm going to subtract 3/2 x from both sides and add 3 to both sides. So I get 2x minus 3/2 x is 1/2 x. And when I add 3 to both sides, I get 3. And now I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And I get x is equal to 6. In 4, it says, translate each English phrase into a mathematical inequality. In A, it says the length of the hike L was not less than 5 miles. So if the hike L was not less than 5 miles. That means it's either greater than or equal to 5 miles. In B, it says the snowfall S in Oakland County is between 16 and 20 inches. And they never mentioned any equality with 16 or 20. So we're strictly in between 16 and 20. So we're going to have 16 is less than S is less than 20. In C, it says the amount of rain R in a recent storm was at most 2 inches. And at most suggests that 2 is included. So we're going to have R is less than or equal to 2 inches. In D, it says the average test score, T, exceeded 80. So T has to be greater than 80. So we're going to have T is greater than 80. In 5, we have a 16-foot piece of pipe is cut into 2 pieces. If one of the pieces is x feet long, find the expression that represents the length of the other piece. So if the piece on the left is equal to x, so from the first 2 dots, it's equal to x. And we know the total length is 16. Then the second length is going to be 16 minus x. In 6, it says a 30-foot piece of pipe is cut into 3 pieces. The shortest piece is x, so that represents this first piece. The second piece is twice as long as the shortest piece, so we're going to have 2x. And now it says the third piece is 3 feet longer than the shortest piece. And if the shortest piece is x and we're 3 feet longer, we're going to have x plus 3 for this piece. And now it wants us to find an expression that represents the length of each piece. And we did this as we went. So the expression for the shortest piece was x. The expression for the second piece is 2x. And the expression for the third piece is x plus 3. And that's our video on translating statements into algebra.